My name is Bakari Oluwaseyi. I worship at the Latter Power Pentecostal Assembly. I got to know of the Latter Power Pentecostal Assembly through Bro Abiodun Oluwaseyi. I came to Lapa in the year 2021, and as a young man working in my neighborhood, I desire to travel out, which has been a plan for a long time, even before 2021, but there was no means to achieve that. So after I joined Lapa in the year 2021, I walked up to the Apostle Henry Osaro Igunbor, who is the lead pastor and the founder of the Latter Power Pentecostal Assembly. In his office, that was my first time meeting him in his office, like one-on-one, on a personal. So I just walked up to him and told him, "Sir, I want to travel out of Nigeria. I've made a few findings, but I don't have the cash for now to fund that project. But I want to leave Nigeria. I want to travel out." So he just looked at me. He counseled me. He said he's going to pray about it. Then he's going to also make some findings about it, that I should not worry, we'll pray about it. Everything will work out for our good. So that was my first encounter with him. So then I left his office. So then it happened that in the year 2022, January, as 2021 ended, so I just walked up to him again in his office. Then he said, "Sheyi, this year you will be traveling." And I was like, what is this? Like, I went to him before that I want to travel out, but knowing fully well that I don't have the funds at this time. Now him saying, "Sheyi, this year 2022, don't worry, you'll be traveling," came to me as a surprise. I was like, what is this man saying? Okay, no problem. So I just left it there. And this period was a time when I was preparing to cross from the job I'm doing to a new job. So I had already quit the last place I was working at the end of December, crossing into the year 2022 by January. So I have not resumed. So apparently I didn't even have any money that I could say I want to use to process any traveling. And I didn't have any amount in my account then to say this is the money I want to use to travel. So it was difficult to believe or to say, okay, he's giving me a go ahead that I should go and travel. So I didn't have that. But the job I wanted to join was still in process. So then by February, I resumed on the new job. So one of these days, I just my boss just said to me, "Sheyi, do you have an international passport?" I said yes. So she said international passport, or not national ID card. Or I said yes, I have a national passport. Then she said, "Send me your data page." So then I was like, what does this woman wants to do with my passport? But it was that period I knew, oh, the company also operates in France, and my boss at that time was in the US. So then it progresses to the month of April or May, if I'm not mistaken, April. Then my boss called me and said to me, "Sheyi, we have a project in France which we want to do, and you will be traveling with the company to France in June." The event was held from June to the first week of July. So it was a surprise for me. And the funny thing was that at that time, my boss told me for anybody to be able to travel with the company, that the person must have spent 2 years or 3 years with the company. And here am I, barely 6 months on the job, and the company is saying, "Sheyi, you will be traveling with the company." That came to me as a shock. I didn't believe, I still did not believe it actually. But I am someone that believed in Apostle Henry Osaro Igunbor, because by the time I met him, I had seen signs and wonders in the church. I had seen the raw manifestation of the power of God. He's a man of faith. He's a man of faith. He believes whatever he says, and he encourages you also to run with prophecy. Once he gives a prophecy, he encourages you to run with it, because it always comes to pass. There's barely any prophecy that he has given in the church, or to me personally, that has never come to pass. So when I heard that, I called Apostle Henry Osaro and I told him, sir, this is what my boss said to me, and he reminded me of the prophecy coming to pass, and that was a big shock for me. And this traveling, it wasn't just that maybe I sponsored it myself. It was all expense covered, like my visa application from Nigeria, ticketing, my accommodation where I'm going, my feeding, everything was covered by the company. And that was my experience of traveling out for the first time. And before this traveling, the only states I've been to in Nigeria is Ibadan, which is where I grew up, Lagos, where I'm living now, Ondo State, where I've went to visit someone, Osun State, where I have gone to for excursion. These were the only places I've been to in Nigeria, and they were not by maybe flight, or they were, all these were traveling by road. So it wasn't as if maybe I've traveled before that I had a stop for a while to travel again. So it was surprising. I still didn't believe it when I had the visa, and until on the day to fly, and I found myself in Marseille International Airport. Then it dawned on me, like, for real, I'm out of Nigeria. Yeah, it was awesome. It was amazing, because ever since that travel, by the time I came back and I went to from that travel, and I went to Daddy, I'm back, this and that. Then he told me that you will be traveling again, that I'm still going to travel. Then I said, just to confirm what he said, then I said, yes sir, because just last night my boss told me that the next traveling that the company will be having in France, you will be going with the company again. I had not told him anything. Mommy Gio was around. He said I should confirm from Mommy Gio that he was telling Mommy Gio the day before that he saw me traveling again. Then I told him what my boss said. So all of this was like, they were surprising. They were big deal to me. Yeah, they were big deal, because how could someone who doesn't have any money travel out of a country where you have to spend close to, if you are not spending at all, you should be spending like 3,000 or 2,005 US dollar on that traveling, my accommodation, my feeding, my stay, my flight tickets, my visa application. Yeah, if you put all of this together, it's worth that amount. So that was my experience in the latter part Pentecostal Assembly, and ever since then I've traveled 3 times. France 3 times. I've been to France 3 times, and I've been to Ghana once. All of this traveling were all the expenses covered by the host organization, according to the prophecy that Apostle Henry Osaro gave me when I met him in his office in the month of January. And yeah, it's been good all along. Ever since, it's been testimonies upon testimonies, and yeah, and he told me it's just the beginning. He told me it's just the beginning. There are more to come. There are other prophecies he gave that have already come to manifestation, that just in a few months or moments, all of this will come into the light for everybody to see. The Latter Power Pentecostal Assembly is a church with the raw, rare, and what will I call it? Real manifestation of God. I can take that again. The raw, real, and rare manifestation of God. God, like this is the headquarter of God, the latter part Pentecostal assembly. I'm not joking when I say this. This is the headquarter of God. There are numerous testimonies that I can share and share, especially in my life and in the life of so many other people. God is real here, and Apostle Henry Igunbor is a man with genuine heart, a man of faith, a man that carries the presence of God, and is someone who knows what he's saying. His prophecies comes to pass, and they are always according to the word of God. So if you are saying this, I am encouraging you to make an effort to fellowship with the latter part Pentecostal assembly, and you will see that truly God exists in the latter part Pentecostal assembly.